I struggle a lot with, maybe I wasn't good enough of a soldier to prevent that from happening. I truly feel that I did all I could as a soldier over there, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. But it did, and I'm here now, and I want to live for them because they're not living. All we wanted to do was go after the bad guys, the real bad guys, the ones that were killing people, or doing harm. We were on our way to visit a site where there were some 107 rockets that were being launched at a local FOB, local forward operating base. We had to go through what we called the IED circle, and it's a traffic circle, and it had about 6 or 7 exits from within the traffic circle. There would end up being a lot of congestion. It would be just a lot of people. In that area, if you get shot at, you just hit the gas and go. You're not going to wait around and try to figure out, which of the 100 people it is, 200, 300 people it is. You just go. You just get out of there. As we get to the IED circle, I'm hunkered down underneath there's a blast shield on the top of the Humvee, and I'm on my gun, and I'm watching everything carefully and diligently. I'm calling things out, and I'm looking for anything, which is just overwhelming in and of itself, to try to pinpoint anything out of place. And we make it out of there. We take the exit, third, fourth exit, whatever exit it was. We take the exit, we make it out of there. And it's something to celebrate every time, getting out of that IED circle with no incident. And as we turn out of that IED circle and get into the more calm and quiet space, I see 2 gentlemen that just look suspicious. Just like that, the IED went off. This immense explosion directly under us took place. Something that I don't even know that I can even describe. 2 155 millimeter howitzers on a remote detonation, just under 100 pounds of explosives. It wasn't a boom, because the boom is a sound wave, and I was within the blast. So I got hit with a lot of stuff, a lot of shrapnel, a lot of secondary shrapnel in my back, neck, and head, and was tossed forward. My helmet, my Kevlar helmet, flew off, and I kind of got pinballed around a little bit in the turret. No sight at all. Just everything was gray. One of my first memories of the incident is still being in the turret and looking down and not being able to even see my legs. Felt like I was in a giant gray cloud. And then I remember feeling a lot of burning in my neck, like my neck and my head were on fire. So I reached back, and it was the burning shrapnel that was back there. And so I was pulling it out and throwing it down, and pulling it out and throwing it down. But I just didn't have my wits about me. I wasn't able to do anything about it at all. The other teams kind of rallied around us to take care of us, take care of my guys. The probably the biggest time that my life was threatened, and I couldn't barely even defend myself. That was a very difficult feeling for me, and a feeling that I still take with me to this day, especially with what a lot of my buddies that I've talked to call that survivor's guilt, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. What if I'd have said, hey, these 3 guys, I don't know, there's something about them, we need to go talk with them. Or what if I'd have sat down in that Humvee instead of standing up? Or maybe I should have spotted that IED. Maybe it was there where I could see it and I wasn't paying attention because it was a short stretch of road. I struggle a lot with, maybe I wasn't good enough of a soldier to prevent that from happening. And some of those guys aren't here anymore. And I keep telling myself that, I didn't want that to happen. And you can't prevent everything from happening. You just can't. It's one of those things where you say it's not if, it's when and how bad. And that's really what you got to think about is it's going to happen. If you put yourself in those situations enough times, you're going to get hit and you're going to get hurt. And as morbid as this sounds, my prayer every day would be that it's my time. Just don't make me suffer. I want to be taken out quick. And that's kind of how you had to look at life over there, is that it can be taken from you with each breath you take. And, I truly feel that I did all I could as a soldier over there. And I didn't want anything bad to happen. But it did, and I'm here now, and I want to live for them. Because they're not living.
It affects Zach physically. He carries a lot of pain. It affects his sleep. It affects him mentally, which obviously has an effect on our relationship, our family, the way that we just live our day-to-day lives.
When they asked me to go fight, I went and fought, and I feel it every morning when I get up.
Zach inspires me every day that he can get up out of bed after having a restless night's sleep, after having nightmares. And, I know that he is in pain physically every day, and he gets up and he makes my coffee, and he takes our son to school and he plays endless hours with our daughter. And I know that it's hard on him, but he does it, and he's the best husband and father I could have asked for.
It took just an average, everyday Joe to come up to me who had heard that I received the Purple Heart, and he was so excited that I was, wow, you got the Purple Heart. That is awesome. And I do remember hearing that quite a bit and thinking, it's not awesome at all. And he looked at me and said, well, it's awesome that you have something that symbolizes the sacrifices that you made. For me to receive that medal is an honor. It's an absolute honor. And I wear it with pride now. I look at that Purple Heart and I think to myself that, I'm glad that I was chosen to go over there and fight. And I want to be the one to wear this, especially because maybe I took the place of somebody else. Maybe if I've got to carry this burden, this physical burden of the pain and the struggles and the limitations that I deal with every day, if I have to carry that burden, I can do it, and I will do it.